Hello, welcome to Go Beyond Betty. It's almost Valentine's Day and I love sweets. So I thought, what a great time to make some delicious heart-shaped cookies. And then I got thinking, that's kind of a lot of work. You gotta make the dough, you gotta chill the dough, you gotta get the dough back out, you gotta roll it out, you gotta punch them out and then re-roll it. Then you gotta make a frosting. That's already a lot of work. So I had this idea to use Thumbprints. That's one of my favorite old-timey kind of cookies. That have jam in the middle, and it's just a delicious butter cookie. So we're gonna make some adorable heart-shaped centers in the middle of our Thumbprint cookies and make a much easier, faster cookie. And you don't even have to have a mixer. I do because it's easier, and I'm actually doing a large batch today. You could easily cut this batch in half. So we're gonna start with half a cup of sugar, and they actually don't have a ton of sugar in them because we have jam. So half a cup of sugar. Hold on to your saddles on this one. Not even an expression, it's not. Hold on to your hats. 2 sticks of butter. Seems like a lot.
Salted or unsalted?
I only use salted butter because I'm salty. This is room temperature butter, but our room here is like 60 degrees. So that's the other reason why I got the mixer out. I don't have the hand strength for that. So cream your sugar and butter, just with a paddle attachment. That's the sound of colder butter. So now that our sugar and butter have creamed together, we're gonna add in about a teaspoon of vanilla. Don't go over crazy on vanilla because we really want the flavor of the jam. We don't want just vanilla. And 2 egg yolks. Whip it again. Scrape the sides every so often if you need to, which I do. Wrong way, everything's reversed. Now, half a teaspoon of kosher salt and 2 cups of flour. We'll add in about half of it, give it a slow mix, and then we'll add the rest. And for the rest. I'm gonna use a larger cookie scoop. You don't have to, you could totally just grab this with your hands. But I'm just thinking for equal, measurement reasons. So plop out some dough balls. They don't need to be great because we're gonna be rolling them into perfect balls. Now that we have our dozen cookies just roughly chunked out, you wanna take them and you're gonna roll them into a perfect ball and then kind of flatten it out a little bit. So do that with all of them. Roll in a ball, but kind of flatten it out a little bit. We just want it in a circle, a disc, if you will. Then, using your thumb, we're gonna press it in the center of the cookie, offset, and we're gonna press it on the other side. So within the cookie is a heart. So when we fill it with jam, it's just gonna look like a perfect little heart. So do that. If you find that it's not working well, oh no, go buy cookies. No, I'm just kidding. Roll it out with a slight little flattened disc. Otherwise, it cracks too much. I think if you do it from a tight ball, I'm talking too much.
That's okay.
Jiminy Christmas. Yep. Roll it to a ball and squeeze. All right, then go back through with your thumb. Offset. And it's okay, they are gonna crack a little bit. If that bothers you, you could smooth it out. They aren't gonna rise a ton. There's no rising agent in these cookies. So they're not gonna spread much, maybe a tinge. Again, if you want the edges smoothed out, but it still might crackle in the oven. Worry not. Nobody cares. People just want delicious. I think this would be super cute for little kids to do. You might want a smaller scoop because their thumbs are smaller. Maybe they could practice with Play-Doh before. Okay. You know where this comes from, I have to just say. I don't know if you've ever seen a kid do this. This is kind of like an anime thing. It's a heart. I don't know if you can kind of make that out. And one of my students a long time ago taught me that. Her name was Paisley. And then sometimes in the classroom we would just see each other and we would just give each other a little heart. I loved it. All right, so in a 350-degree oven for, depending on the size of your cookie, probably about 14 minutes. You just want them barely even golden brown on the bottom. The tops are not gonna be brown. So let them cool on the sheet pan for maybe 2 minutes and then move them over to the rack. They're just barely brown on the bottom. That's exactly what we're looking for. The tops are still gonna be pretty white. You wanna work, I mean, you don't need to work crazy fast, but you don't wanna dawdle too much. And one of the reasons is, depending on your jam, if your jam was in the refrigerator, then you need to move faster, because if it's cold, you want it to melt a little bit so that it really just goes right in the little crevices. You can use any kind of red jam, strawberry, raspberry, cherry. I've got my famous Aunt Darlene's red raspberry jam. It is a little bit darker than maybe a strawberry, and you're gonna want to probably have 2 spoons just to make it super accurate. So start, less is more. Let's not go overboard because I'd rather it look really nice. So with the back of your spoon, smooth it into those depressions. We can use a little more now. So as soon as it kind of looks like a heart, it's smoothed around. Let me switch this around so you can see better. That's it. Leave it alone. You need these to cool, and they're not going to get like hard on top. You're not going to be stacking these cookies. So this part is what is going to take a little bit more finesse, but it's easy. We might do a couple different kinds. I have some strawberry jam from Tom's mom. So there you have it. I did some raspberry, some strawberry. Just depends on flavor and color, what you prefer. Everybody loves these, and it's always a great way to use jam. If you have some jam in your cabinet, you're like, we just don't really use it. This is a great way, and then with leftover jam, you can always make waffles the next morning. A lot of people don't think about putting jam on their waffles. It's amazing. So click this recipe here if you want my delicious homemade waffle recipe that is amazing with jam.
Or bread.
Or bread. You could click up here if you want to make some sourdough bread. But way easier than rolled out sugar cookies, and even more delicious and special. So thank you for joining me at Go Be on Betty, where you are taking risks in the kitchen. We'll see you again next time. Bye.